sorry, I forgot your first name.
Allison.
Allison said within, the board several times has asked Apex for a lease agreement
Yes.
that they could understand.
Right, and I would just interrupt you for a second,
Yes.
Shirley. I did receive an email from Megan today. I did receive the lease. They've asked for me not to share it, or for it not to be shared on social media, but it's for the members
No,
to
I
see.
understand that.
And I did
Yeah.
pass the lease out to each of the members prior to this beginning.
So they gagged you.
Why not?
So they gagged you. So they gagged you from
It's not
showing
for the
everybody.
public to see.
Coming to the meeting, they should be there Thursday, I hope. Dylan, they gonna be there Thursday? Next Thursday?
The public record.
And we can address that. I just know that Tuesday night in Dana, Megan stopped me afterwards. She said, I'm gonna get you the lease, but I'd really like for you not to share it on social media. And I told her I'd make copies and give it to the guys. So that's what I've done.
There's no gag order except for, when they give it to you, anybody.
What time's the meeting?
And scrolling and scrolling
What
through
day
chat
and time?
page, trying to find where you got a snippet of the day.
Our next meeting is July the 8th. It begins at 6 o'clock in the Commissioner's Courtroom, second floor of the Newport Courthouse. It's a regular meeting, so we'll be going over all the old agenda, all the old items and new items the same. We will have
You guys amaze me.
hopefully a summary of how the town halls went and go from there.
Yeah, fees, we're still talking about.
Yeah, we have fees we're still talking about. I mean, this is an ordinance, is a work in progress. And as Bob stated earlier, ultimately it comes down to the three commissioners who approve or not. So these guys, and I can tell you, today the courthouse was closed and I went to work and I worked all day at the courthouse. I got so much done. I found my desk. But in doing so, I found an entire box. I mean, all kinds of ordinance we've read, research that I have done personally, and I don't have a vote in this, but these guys have done a lot of homework. They spent multiple hours in meetings, and they get $60 a meeting. Come on, guys. I mean, they're not like, it's been rough, but they have done their homework. We are looking at, thank you. Once we have the ordinance, how they would see it, we have reached out to a gentleman that is gonna review it, and I know several of you know him, and my mind just went blank. His name is Richard Hall? He's from the Indiana Association of Indiana Counties, however that's said. All right, so he's agreed to review it, and, but we're not there. It's a work in progress. We won't be there come the end of the meeting Thursday night, I'll tell you that. But you're all welcome to attend. We love having people at our meetings. There will not be this open dialogue this way at the meeting.
Public hearing is
Right, we will hold a public hearing once we get an ordinance that they approve. At that time, it will be open like this more, so you'll direct your questions or you voice your concerns. And then they'll move on the item, but
When
Over
to
there.
actually voice your concerns when? Is that the ninth or?
You want me to- Once the ordinance is to where we are ready to vote, we don't sit there and go, he agrees, he agrees, he agrees, and he agrees with the ordinance. That's not the way it works. Because you gotta be unbiased. You're not gonna, the board don't come together as like a board of works or a council would, and sometimes they don't. But we got our inputs. If you look at our ordinances, some of the people that's been at the meetings from the start of this ordinance creation, they'll see it has changed by one individual saying, hey, I think it needs to be here. We ask, I take a vote, I say, hey, is this what we agree on? We move it. If we don't agree on it and it's split, then we put it in a hash mark, and you see that in the drafts. You kind of see those notes. So once that's all ironed out to where we're ready to take a vote on that, we still got to have a public hearing. Now, public hearing is where, like Allison was saying, when you have like Apex there, the developer, they are allowed to counter something. It's like a hearing. They're allowed to be able to come back and make a statement if they feel that was the wrong statement. And it's vice versa. And it doesn't go all night, but it goes in like, I'm really thankful that we have a county that does not argue and interrupt each other and do all the kind of things that I've seen that's been going on with all kinds of this wind farm stuff. Franklin County was, and Union County on the other side, that's a rough crowd. But, and nothing against it, but you guys have respected each other from the day of last year in April when we started this. We've had nothing but good respect out of everybody. So it's a long way out. Apex, if you have been at the meeting, Apex representatives here, they will tell you, I ask all the time, these guys will even ask at one of the meetings just to keep insurance that if and when would they need this ordinance if they were able to go forward. The project wouldn't even start until 2025. We didn't start with the wind ordinance because the solar they could start right away. The solar ordinance, we advertised, we did everything we did like the wind ordinance, but nobody showed. And I would say it wasn't because of COVID, because we weren't allowed to meet during the COVID situation. But it went quick. The commissioners, we just passed it favorable. The commissioners passed it. Now the residential, it's not passed. It went to the commissioners, now it's coming back to us. And that's the residential, the little things on top of your house or on your little carport or whatever, that has not passed. But the commercial has. So, I don't want to take up any more time, but the public hearing will take place, then we will take a vote, and you'll see the vote. Everybody's welcome to all these meetings. You'll see the vote. Whether there was 3 and 2, 4 and 4, however it goes, it's either you got the majority, that's favorable. If you don't have the majority, it's unfavorable, it still has to go, okay? We just don't got a choice about it. It goes. And then the commissioners elect on it.
Okay.
I'll let you.
Thank you. Also, the commercial solar was sent back to us. I know some of you have read that in the Clintonian. It has been sent back. We have not addressed that yet. We're still waiting for the concerns from the commissioners of why they sent it back.
Residential.
No, commercial they sent back. Is that correct, Mr.? Yes. Yes, they have. And residential is on the agenda for an upcoming meeting, and we did hold the town halls, which they were requesting. Riley, quick.
Just a quick, simple question. How does the windmill set on the balance sheet of the company? Is it an asset? Or just, who's here, is
I mean,
anyone
I'm
here
not
representing?
the owner and developer, so I can't tell you that. I will tell you that when a wind farm is built,
Is it an asset that the company maintains, or are they leasing that structure?
every developer is different. So what happens right now is they're doing all this development work. They submit these blanket documents to the FAA, then they go out, they try to secure landowners that are interested. Once they have enough landowners that are interested, then they can actually begin to plot where these things might go and how the collection system goes. I mean, there's a lot of planning. There's good neighbor clauses, so there's the neighbors that are non-participating that they have to work with. And then when it becomes real and everything's worked out, they have to go to them for the final approval, and they also have to secure financing. These projects are big money.
Right.
So they go out and secure financing, so technically there is usually some type of either third-party investor or broker involved. And I will tell you, every developer is, every developer is different. Some developers retain the project and continue to keep those royalties with them and sell the power. They have what's called a PPA agreement.
Okay.
Then other developers choose to develop it, and we call it flipping projects. So they develop it and they're going to sell it.
Just to keep it simple.
Yeah.
So, if the land goes for sale,
Yes.
is that an asset on the land, or is that a leased structure on the
So,
land.
I'm not sure exactly what you're talking, but if Apex per se were to sell the project, let's say they sold the project to Google, they sold the project to Duke, whoever, then the lease follows the sale.
The project will be an
Yes.
asset, it'll be an LLC by itself.
Yes.
Is it dissolved?
Okay, so we have a couple of clarifications we need to make here. The commercial solar ordinance was passed. It is sent back with amendments recommended. Is that correct, Bob?
That's correct. Once
Okay.
the ordinance is in fact, it's in effect, just like the wind. You can, they can pass it, it can come back for an amendment. We amend them at the city level, any ordinance, that's what's a good thing about an ordinance.
Mr. Allen, they're a living document. Go.
In regards to the hearing that you're going to have, is it, most hearings that I've been to, they actually swear in people so that when they testify at a hearing, it's under oath? Are you folks going to do that?
We've never done that in the past.
Yes, and we have a thing that we follow for APC in the state of Indiana that guides us through the public hearing.
Okay, so
Never had
they're,
anything like this major scale since I've been on there. Nobody shows up.
so they're not,
Yeah. Christopher, did you have a question?
so there's no requirement to swear in?
Correct.
Okay.
Christopher.
I just got this to say. Who all remembers 2010 when the tornadoes went through Vermilion County and wrecked everything, and all of a sudden Indiana got flooded? Who all remembers that? Well, this town got together and fixed everything. I remember it. I got activated, and I was gone for a month, and I never seen the most beautiful sight. I was in the town of Elnora. That place still got flooded, but we had the Marines, we had us, National Guard, the town of Elnora, the Amish people of Elnora. That's the first time I ever actually talked to one, and the county prisoners come in and try to save that town. We did the same thing here when they did not have access to gators to fix the power lines. If you guys pass this town's too divided, that will die. The camaraderie to this county will die.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yep. All right. So thanks everyone for coming out. Thanks for being respectful for